Alrighty, back again with the second video. I know in the last video I said I would do the broker, but I was just looking at my hierarchy in my engine. I actually meant to say the time manager and the scene management. So, let's look at the time manager. So the time manager is a singleton. Terminate, it has a get frame time, it has a total game time, all the simple stuff. So let's go into CPP, look at that. So obviously it gets the frame time, gets the total time, and this is updated. Obviously it needs to update, otherwise it won't record the new time, the total time and the frame time. So that's pretty simple. Here's the freeze time that you gave us. So I guess I'll talk about it. It's a hack, and it freezes the game loop for if you want to go frame by frame in the game to test and see if anything is actually working. And then I'll just do the CPP for that too. All the code that you basically gave us. So let's go into the scene. So kind of ignore the null scene. That's for switching scenes and stuff. But let's start with the scene. So the scene, it deals with, I know, lots of friend class code, but it deals with registering, deregistering, and processing the ubles. So inside, let's go to all of its private. So as a process updatables, a process drawables, alarmables, inputables, and collisions, and then it registers, it has a register for the updatables, the drawables, the alarms, and the inputs, and then the deregister for the, update, draw, alarm, input. And then it has a submit command, which obviously submits command patterns to the scene registration broker. So here's obviously pointers to those alarm managers, draw managers. So let's go to the CPP and initialize the pointers, and then obviously here is the code, just registering, deregistering, and then processing all of the elements. Yeah, so let's go to the scene manager. So it manages obviously scene related things. It has a get active scene, whatever scene that is actually active at the moment, initialize a scene, it updates a scene, it draws a scene, and there's an end scene, which it activates all the destructors for anything that is in the scene, and then obviously, all the engine related stuff. So this is also a singleton. Let's go into the CPP. So we have obviously initializes, it updates stuff, sets an active scene, draws end scene, calls an end scene from the user scene. Or the user scene calls this end scene. That makes sense. So, let's see, what else? Oops, that's Doxygen. So, scene management, main stuff, yeah, scene class, did that. So, let's see, update, the draw, yes, that, I'll explain that soon. Pass through, so yeah, so I guess we could just go on to, I got time for the update draw systems, so let's just do that. So, update and draw. We're right here, oops, and update. So this is my updatable. So obviously it has a override update that all of the user game objects can inherit from and use. It has an iterator to access things in the collection, which is also called the update iterator. we have scene registration, deregistration, and we have update, submit, update, deregistration, registration. Let's go with the CBP. So this is all that stuff that determines if something is currently registered to pending to registered, and then obviously pending and then deregistered. So that's all of that, which obviously the scene registration and deregistration, they call the register and the deregister from the scene, and then, or the scene.h CPP, and then the update registration and update deregistration, those actually submit new commands. And then my iterator just goes through, just returns an iterator. So let's go to the updatable manager. So this is the collection of all the updatables, which I, obviously add updatable stuff to. So we have a process, and then we have a register and a deregister. So we'll look at that. So obviously register puts it in the list, deregister takes the updatable out of the list, and then the process elements will just go through the whole entire list collection and then call the update on everything. Pretty simple. And then let's go to the draw, and the drawable. So drawable has a regular draw for 3D stuff, and then a draw that's specifically used for 2D. So we can make that the special, sprites not, taking away, that weird sprite problem where the sprite has its, transparency is, deleting, I don't even know how to describe it, but you know what I'm talking about. So obviously you would have to call the 3D and the 2D after, but I'll show that in a second. So obviously scene registration, deregistration, submit draw, submit, that stuff. Where am I? That's drawable. Okay. Here's the CPP, same as the updatable with all the pending registrations. And then we'll go to the drawable manager, and the drawable manager has the collection of drawables, which inside of the drawable manager is where we then process the elements. So all the 3D stuff is drawn first, and then we visualize anything in the visualize all, and then we call the draw 2Ds, and we go through those. So that's why everything that is a sprite has to be rendered last. So yeah, there's my second video for the time manager, the scene stuff, and then the update draw systems.